Okay, yeah, this weekend in Vegas. This was actually kind of hilarious. Uh, EDC, which I think stands for Electric Daisy Carnival or something like that. Just an absolutely massive electronic dance music festival. It's like 3 or 4 days long, and it's huge. They were holding it, I think, at a racetrack just outside of town, and a lot of the people who were going to that festival were staying at a lot of the hotels, and they had shuttles running them back and forth. And so I'm gonna tell this story in two phases because we had a little bit of an adventure this morning as well. So when I travel, I have to have everything done, organized, in order, ready to go, all arrangements made like early. I've got to have stuff locked down like early because I like to get to the airport early. So I reverse engineer everything to make sure that I can do that. Otherwise, the anxiety kicks in and I start wigging out. I don't like to rush. I don't like to feel like I'm going to be late to something or miss a flight or anything like that. And so today is, especially on days like today, which was a travel day. And so I got all my stuff packed up last night late and woke up this morning at like 5:45 because that's just when I wake up now. Double checked all my stuff, that everything was packed, double checked the room, that I wasn't forgetting anything or leaving anything behind. And, you know, because my ride to the airport was at 8 a.m. And so like 6:15, I'm like, this is great. I've got plenty of time. I'm going to go out, find something to eat for breakfast, and then come back and just kind of chill. And so I walk out of my room, and I was staying on the 31st floor of the hotel that I was in on Fremont Street. I'm at the elevators at like 6:15 a.m. I hit the button, nothing happens. I hit it again, nothing happens. And there's a bank of like 4 or 5 elevators. Nothing happens. I'm like, okay. And in moments like that, it's a real time opportunity for me to be aware of what's going on internally, and I have to regulate my emotions in the moment so I don't spin out. And so I went back into my room. It took me like 10 minutes to find an actual phone number for the hotel that I was staying at where I could get an actual human being on the phone. And so I got the hotel operator on the phone. She confirmed that the elevators were down. And she was like, walk down to the other end of the hallway at the other end of the building. I'll send somebody up in the service elevator to get you and bring you down. And I was like, okay, great. So I go do that. Security guy comes out, grabs me. We go down because the elevators were not working. I'm like, okay. And so I went out for a walk on Fremont Street. So that little hiccup, but there was a workaround. I could deal with the security elevators. Great, fine. So I'm walking around on Fremont Street at 6:30 in the morning, and let me tell you, man, the sun was out. It was up. The sun was out, and like daytime Las Vegas sunshine is a whole other deal, man. That sun is bright. And it's like you're seeing that part of the city in a whole different manner than you do at nighttime. And all of these kids were like stumbling home from the music festival with their colorful outfits and whatnot. And, I guess to sleep all day, and they were going to go back this evening. Another thing that I was not aware of with these kinds of electric dance music festivals is, apparently one of the you know, I don't even know what you would call it. One of the standard practices for these things is to wear as little clothing as humanly possible, but have like great big giant furry boots on as well. So you know, it was funny. I was just out walking around. I ended up talking to some of the kids and stuff, and you know, thoroughly pleasant. They were all having a ball, and but yeah, I guess this thing draws like 500,000 people every year, and it was this weekend. And like on Saturday, like when I went golfing with Barrister and Legal Dad, it was cloudy and it was windy. I mean, it was windy. And I guess they had like some dust storms hit the music festival and stuff like that. Which, I mean, you know, I've been to Burning Man when dust storms hit, and that's just not, it's really not pleasant. You know, so then, you know, got some food, went back to the service elevator. I was going to go up to my room. And, you know, like a bunch of these kids were back waiting by the service elevator. And so a bunch of us crowd into this elevator, and the security guy's there, like punching in everybody's floor. And he's got keys for everything. And, you know, it was kind of a production. And I told him my floor, I was on the 31st floor, and he accidentally hit 32. And so we stopped at 32, and I said to him, I was like, well, can I just go down a flight of stairs and then go to my room? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And so I was like, great, I'll just do that. And so I get off on 32, I go find the staircase, I go down one flight of stairs, and I can't open the door to my floor. You know, and there's a little key card thing there, so I put my room card on there. That didn't open the door. Now I'm stuck in the stairwell with my breakfast, and I had to walk down 31 flights of stairs because I couldn't get in. So it's like all my travel plans are getting glitchy here, you know, and the anxiety was starting to flare up, and I was like, I'm walking down the stairs, just like, everything's fine. You got plenty of time. Just, you know, just breathe. All is well. Nothing's going to go wrong. Everything's okay. And, you know, so I walked all the way down, get into a different service elevator with a different security guy, and nobody else was in there. So he took me right up to my floor, and I got in my room and, you know, had time to eat and all that stuff. But watching all of these kids stumble home at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning it was pretty hilarious, I gotta say. You know, and part of me was just like, fucking God bless them for being able to have that much fun in this current political environment in this country. And I was just like, I hope every one of you guys has an absolute blast, man, because things are bad. And I just ended up like feeling kind of grateful. It's like all these kids are just going out and having fun, man. Go do it. Go have fun. Because who the fuck knows what's going to happen? Go have fun. And, you know, and I made my ride at 8 a.m., got to the airport with plenty of time and all of that stuff. But it was quite a morning, you know. And all of that happened before like 7:15. It was, yeah, it was quite a morning.